This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop.
Welcome to DBL. I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's Friday, October 1st.
Halloween decorations are already up.
Are they?
Yeah.
Really?
A couple of them.
That's ridiculous.
We got a little excited.
I'm Tori. I'm here with Erica and Jeff. Let's get to the stories because more tea is being spilled from Katie Couric's new tell-all memoir. And the biggest headlines are coming from what she's revealing about her former co-host, Matt Lauer. So first up, she says she sent Matt sympathetic texts after he was fired because it felt heartless to abandon him. Then she admits that she heard whispers of the rumor about Matt and describes how Matt's wife once called the control room asking for the phone number of a woman she thought he was sleeping with. But perhaps the most cringeworthy note, she says that one producer was told by Matt to come to his office wearing a skirt that came off easily. Katie also says that she thought it was gross that Matt was cheating on his wife, but said, quote, the general rule at the time was it's none of your business. And it was a don't ask, don't tell culture. Well, things have changed.
For sure.
For the better. So let's just break this down. It's back in the day. It's a different climate. Do you both think she had an obligation to say, hey, something smells wrong here? What do you think, Erica?
You know, this is a question that a lot of people in corporations should be asking in general, especially now. When this story broke, everyone was looking to the people about Matt Lauer, who didn't say anything but apparently knew everything.
Right.
That's a liability. If you're holding on to information about a toxic work culture, inappropriate behavior, and that comes out, you're also liable for that if you are in a position of authority and you don't report that to HR.
Even though the climate was different then, the rules were there.
But see what happens now. Like, yeah, the climate was different, but now when it came out, everyone's looking at people like, you knew everything and said nothing. Like, that's on you.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult, it's uncomfortable to be the dissenting opinion, but that's what it is.
At what point, though, are you interjecting? I totally get what you're saying, and I guess each case is different. I'm just trying to give an opposing point of view here. What point do you just want to keep your nose out of it, right? I'm very much old school, like your business is your business. And again, I'm just using a generality, not about women, little kids, whatever it may be. When do you say, I know something's going on over there, but you know what? It's none of my business. I don't hang out with that person. I don't know what they do on the weekends. I don't know what they're doing, right? But I kind of got an idea. When is it your obligation to go stick your nose in that, perhaps make the situation worse because it might not be so bad from the rumors floating around, or just get involved in general? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's a great question for all of you to write us in. I would say when there's an abuse of power, when that line has been crossed and you see it and know it, I have a hard time not saying something. Do you agree with that?
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think the real thing is putting it into context for you, like taking that out of this particular story. If someone came in and they were, let's say, a PA, and they said, there's someone in a position of power and they are saying inappropriate things to me, I think my job is in jeopardy, I don't want to lose my job, what should I do, Jeff? And then they send you a text message, let's say. It is your responsibility at that point to at least pass that on to someone who can do something about it. Now, what they do about it is something completely different. But I think people need to think about this in terms of what the liability for them as employees in these corporations is as well.
That's so interesting. Please.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you. I'm just saying there's also, you know, the flip side of this coin is people blow things up. There's rumor gossip that goes around here. I'm sure in whatever workplace it is around the country. And it's not true.
Right.
I've been a part of that gossip, and it's not true. So why aren't people stepping in and putting an end to that instead of putting gasoline on some of that gossip? So you don't know what's real, what isn't real. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do, but in this case, I think she might have had a better understanding than anyone else on earth of what was real and what wasn't real because she was next to him the whole time. But I hear what you're saying. Gossip can be just rumors.
And it's not your responsibility to find out if it's true or not. That's the responsibility. That's what HR is for.
But then. Okay, to that point, then you're saying you're keeping your nose out of it. It's not your responsibility, but if something's going on, then it's your responsibility.
Wait,
you see my conundrum?
No. I'm saying, I understand how you heard it. What I'm saying, though, is that if someone sent you a text message like that, it's not your responsibility to fact check the text message. It's your responsibility to pass it on to someone who can fact check the.
So that's how you keep your nose
right.
sort of out of it, is just pass it along to the correct people.
Let me just say this. I totally disagree with Katie Couric's book. I don't like it. I don't like what she's doing. The Matt Lauer story was how many years ago, right? You should have said something when it was coming out, not write a book 10 years later.
A lot of people agree with you, Jeff.
And keep your nose clean in the whole thing.
A lot of people agree.
If I were in her friend circle, I don't know how close I'd be to her anymore. And why she is doing this is beyond me. She has enough money to live 3 lifetimes. Now you need to write a tell-all book and bring up, old skeletons. I mean,
a lot of people agree with you. I saw last night on our discussion, people were saying, why is she doing this now? I agree with you. Keep your friends closer. She also has this aspect going with her. It's this other subject is creating a firestorm around the book. It's Katie's treatment of women. She admits that she didn't help female co-stars because she wanted to, quote, protect my turf. She also gets into great detail about the rivalry between herself and Diane Sawyer, about the booking wars between GMA and Today. Katie says she scrutinized Diane's interviews and couldn't get over how cool she was. I'll simply say on this show, I love how close the women are in all aspects and the crew. But back then, women, and am I wrong to say this, were a bit catty because there were only so few positions open to women that you sort of had to fight your way through. Is that the wrong thing to say? What do you think, Erica?
I think obviously women have, anytime there's a minority group, and there's, the idea that you can have 1 million men, but then there's 4 slots for women.
Exactly.
I definitely have experienced that being a black woman. That's the reason it's so important that we understand that there's enough out there for everyone. At that time, I understand that there wasn't.
Right.
You probably could have this conversation with 1 million different people. But I have my conspiracy theory.
Please.
It's called Cobb's conspiracy theory.
Do we have the graphic yet?
It's based on nothing other than my opinion.
All right.
I think a lot of this is coming to light because of the popularity of the show, The Morning Show. And if you haven't watched it on Apple television, yeah, it's based on, I think so many people have given their stories because it's just too close to the truth.
Interesting.
And I think this is, when you talked about the climate, this is the perfect climate for Katie Couric to come out and tell her truth. And if you see season 2, episode 2, this is basically like a mirror.
Now you think it's the perfect time, and you kind of think, why do this now? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
And then why? And now she's going after women too. It's like, who is she pleasing with this book? I don't know.
Cathartically, maybe she's telling all, and that's what the transparent 20s are all about.
What happened to taking it to your grave? Is that, you know what I mean? I gotta just take it to your grave,
So Italian, I love it.
But I mean, like, come on, man. What's up with everyone's got to share their feelings about how everyone has a bad story. Everybody went through some things, some worse than others, I agree. But now it's like, I don't know. I just don't know where we're at. I feel super old. I feel super outdated.
You are.
And speaking of minority, I'm the only white guy here. Good luck finding another one.
Oh, boy. Coming up on DBL. Write us in if you agree, disagree. Drew Carey is here. What does he think is next for his friend Mike Richards after the Jeopardy fallout? And what do Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar all have in common? More than you would think. We're going to talk about it next.
Closed captioning provided by
That's about right. That's about right.
Hey!
I wanted to ask something. Tiffany, when Erica started speaking, excuse me to interrupt, you said a black woman, you started nodding your head a lot. Can you speak a little bit about what you feel about those, why you were nodding?
Oh no, because I just like being in the entertainment, like starting out, like I've experienced that even in college, like on campus trying to do communications. There was this like one black girl, she was doing it all, and I would come to her and be like, hey, like how can I get on that? And she wouldn't respond to my emails, like, because she wanted to be the only one. But like she said, there's food at the table for everybody. So.
I saw you nodding, and I was like, that woman has a personal story. Very interesting. I know what you mean. And back then, I don't know if you guys know, now it's like, can we get more people of color on the board? Can we include them? And can we include minorities and women? And back then, it was like, you got one chick, one person of color, one gay person, and then you're out. It was like the real world. You know what I'm saying? From MTV?
Yes, we're familiar.
Did everyone love the real? I loved it.
Yeah, totally.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change. They wanna know how I feel about it.
You ain't up on pain.
Dr. Dre is the name, I'm ahead of my game.
It's the bound to the wild, creeping and crawling, Yiggy yes and Snoop Doggy Dogg in the house with the pound like every day.
Now I hope my dreams and inspiration lead me to want some real love. I'm searching for real love.
Woohoo! Was everyone dancing? I was dancing poorly. Welcome back to DBL. I am out of breath. What do all these singers have in common? The answer, they're all performing at this year's Super Bowl halftime show. Instead of one headliner like last year, this year's performance will be Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. The game will take place in Inglewood, California, which is the hometown of Dre, Kendrick, and Snoop. Thoughts?
I'm all in. I think this is going to be fantastic.
I do too.
Maybe just because it's directly related to me, a kid of the 90s. I hope they play every single song that we just showed there.
Right?
Because they're kind of sing-alongs. I don't know how this is going to appeal to the younger generation, but I think they know these songs. I think they know these artists. I think it's going to be a hit. We always criticize. Last year, I thought The Weeknd did great. Got criticized. We criticized year after year. I think this is going to be knocked out of the park.
I agree. I'm
sure.
so excited for this one. Erica, what do you think?
Yeah, you know, when it comes down to it, this was an era where, when you said it relates to you, a kid of the 90s, like, these were the songs that, like, regardless, they crossed so many lines, you know,
Right.
the color lines, the generation lines. Like, these artists are so iconic. And when we were having the conversation about last year, and I didn't think it was a terrible performance, I just think that when you go niche, like, this is almost like a blockbuster. It has to have the 4 quadrants, you know, young, old, male, female, kind of creates the blockbuster, and I think this is a blockbuster effect.
I cannot. Do you think they're going to bring out any, like, surprise guests, or is this it?
I think they will, just because it's in LA at SoFi Stadium. It's the first year this stadium people are finally going to it. There are a lot of artists from LA that are in
That's
that
true.
lineup.
Right in
and there's
LA.
a lot of people that kind of collaborated with them, even though Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg were together. But if they throw in like a couple other headliners, they're right there. They're in the city.
I mean,
come on down.
Come on down.
Can you imagine? And is Jay-Z part of doing the halftime show, or is he doing that at all?
This year?
Yeah.
I don't
Meaning,
think
is he
so.
in charge of producing it at all? I'm going to look that.
Where'd you
Okay.
hear that?
I heard that, and I will be looking it up, but I just wanted to find out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, also, and please write in your favorite song of any of those. What's your favorite song?
I think we played all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, those are like the original ones. You know what I mean? To go back in the day, everyone knows kind of, well, most people know some of the words.
I don't know
You
a lot.
threw in a yo at the end
I
of one
did.
thing.
I tried.
It was weird.
I tried. Jay-Z is still, I am getting correct, he is producing the Super Bowl halftime. So he's part of it, so
It's
that'll
gonna
be
be great.
interesting. Coming up on DBL, The Price is Right is the longest running game show in TV history. Drew Carey shares the secret to its success. That's coming up next.
CDC, influenza, also known as the flu, never quite goes away, but peak flu season varies each year, typically ramping up in October and reaching a fever pitch between December and February. So is October the best time to get your flu shot? Let's verify. Our sources, Dr. Charles Brugier with Novant Health and the CDC. According to the CDC, the flu peak varies from year to year, but they suggest people get vaccinated by the end of October. Dr. Charles Brugier agrees it's the best time to get the flu shot.
I think there's some reasoning behind saying that October probably is the best month to get flu vaccine. And that is because the immunity we get from the flu vaccine typically lasts about 6 months.
Dr. Brugier says a dose of flu vaccine delivered in October would give you protection through March.
It often peaks in January, February. We've had some years, though, where it's peaked in March, and some years it's peaked as early as November.
With COVID-19 boosters now available for some people, Dr. Brugier says it's safe to get both together.
Welcome back to DBL. The Price is Right has been telling people to come on down. I've always wanted to do that for 50 years. Earlier, we spoke with Drew Carey about what it was like to fill Bob Barker's shoes. Plus, we did ask him about his friendship with Mike Richards. That's today's Chatting with the Stars. Drew Carey, welcome to DBL. Hello, how you doing?
Great. Your background's a lot better than my background.
We like beige. You look great in beige. You've been hosting The Price is Right for 14 years, replacing the legend that is Bob Barker. I want to know what your greatest fear was about taking his spot, and what was some advice maybe he gave to you when you took over the show? Was it holding the skinny mic? Because that's a big deal.
Bob's advice to me was to make the show my own.
Danielle, I like how your shirt says, "I got this," but you kept turning around going, "What do I do?"
And not try to copy him, which is really good advice.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was a stand-up comic for so many years. And when I hit the stage doing stand-up comedy, I don't worry too much about who was just on the stage or who was there last week. You know, my time is my time. And I kind of had that attitude where, you know, I felt like I had to go out there and show what I could do, and if people liked it, they liked it, and if they didn't, they didn't.
People just staring at me. It's okay. People laugh at me all the time, so I look like that guy from the ad in the back of the comic books for X-ray specs.
I had a really good advice from a comic I worked with when I was starting out, and the advice was that you have to care enough not to care.
I'm getting that tattooed on my butt. I want that tattoo.
We're gonna take that with us because, you know, people just look at me and say, "You are no Oprah," and I'm okay with that.
Why do they have to compare you to the greatest of all time?
Well, you know, it's a black woman on TV. What can we say?
There can only be two.
Well, Drew, speaking of legendary hosts, one of my favorite shows other than The Price is Right, which I have to give a shout out to Big Mama because I watch just to honor her because I'm just
Big
that much.
Mama.
It brings me all the feels. So, but Jeopardy, see, is still trying to find a replacement for Alex Trebek. So we were talking about comparisons. And you know, we know that you're friends with Mike Richards, who seems to have a little bit of a setback season happening. Do you think that there is a comeback in the works for him?
You know what? It's going to take, he's going to need some time, like, away from the storm of it all, you know? And then once that dies down, like, absolutely, he's young and he's very talented. He's a great producer. Like, there's no doubt about that. His producing skills are amazing. And he'll have a really good, second act, let's say. or third act, whatever you want to call it. And he's going to have a good future ahead of him. And it's just I don't know. I can't defend like the podcast stuff or anything he did, but he was a really good producer on The Price is Right.
I've been to a taping of The Price is Right. I've been doing comedy for 15 years, so like my ideal day is not to go to a taping, but I ended up going because we do the show. I ended up going because one of my buddies taught himself how to speak English by watching The Price is Right in the Dominican Republic. We went, and the energy was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I hear that a lot, by the way, from people, and it always blows my mind that really happens. And I apologize for my bad grammar.
Drew, The Price is Right is the longest running game show in television history, so it's got to be cool to be a part of that. But it brings people together. Big Mama watches it. My mama watches it. Al's mom watches it.
My Jewish grandma.
Jewish grandmother watches it. Why do you think viewers love it so much?
Well, for one thing, like nowadays, it's like this little lake of tranquility and happiness in this sea of despair that's on TV. It's not the news. It's not people yelling about the news or talking about the news. It's not a steamy soap opera. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but like you're not going to watch that with your kid, and it's not for everybody. So it's just like this nice, fun, don't have to worry about it thing.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Thank you, Drew. DBL Nation, this is crazy. You can catch the 50th season that's almost as old as Al.
Sadly, it's not even a joke.
It is not a joke. On CBS Daily. I really thank you so much, Drew Carey.
Drew, that was awesome, man. Thank you.
Bye.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
claim anyone who receives more than $600 in transactions from cash apps like Venmo and PayPal will face a new tax. Now people are concerned that rent payments and dinner reimbursements sent through the apps will also be taxed. Verified viewer Tina asked, next year will I be sent a 1099 for using money apps like Venmo and Zelle after $600 worth of money has been sent to me? So is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are Steve Rosenthal, a senior fellow at the Tax Policy Center at the Urban Institute, David Super, a tax law professor at Georgetown University, and the American Rescue Act of 2021. Let's start with the current law. Individuals owe taxes on any income earned over $600, including if you're paid via app. Since 2008, cash apps have been required to send 1099-K forms to customers who use the apps to receive income more than $20,000 and have 200 transactions or more in a calendar year. But Steve Rosenthal says lawmakers thought that threshold was too high to successfully capture all reportable income that would help close the tax gap.
Relatively few 1099-Ks were sent out. But next year, the threshold is going to be much lower.
So what changes on January 1st, 2022? Well, that's when the threshold drops to $600 and there's no transaction minimum.
Now there are going to be many more 1099-Ks reported. That does not mean just because you receive an information report that you have taxable income.
If you receive more than $600 from a friend or family member as a gift or reimbursement like shared utilities or travel costs, Rosenthal says you may receive a 1099-K form from the app, but you won't have to report the transaction to the IRS as an earning. According to David Super, a tax law professor at Georgetown University, quote, this proposal does not change what is taxable or what is deductible. It merely seeks to achieve more honest reporting about what income is received and what deductible expenses are made, unquote. So we can verify this claim as true. You likely will receive a 1099-K from a money app if you receive more than $600 on the app in a year, but that doesn't mean you owe more taxes. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Daytil.
It's Hispanic Heritage Month, and DBL is celebrating by bringing attention to those who have left their mark on Hispanic culture. Today, we celebrate Fernando Batero, a Colombian sculptor and figurative artist. He is most known for his own signature style, dubbed Boterismo, an art style that depicts people and figures in large, exaggerated volumes and has been used to represent political criticism or humor. His art is seen around the world. In 2012, he was honored with the International Sculpture Center's Lifetime Achievement in Contemporary Sculpture Award.
I love Batero. I actually look at his sculpture at the Sculpture Garden. Anyway, welcome back to DBL. Intermittent fasting, Jeff does this, is not only linked to weight loss. Experts say that with exercise, it can help prevent and manage chronic diseases. We're chatting about it on DBL's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. So consider limiting your meals to an 8 to 10 hour window. This not only supports weight management, it can also improve sleep, cut your risk of diabetes and heart disease. Also, the time of day you eat is just as important as what you eat, and the benefits increase when you stick to a daily fitness routine. Staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more. You still doing the intermittent fasting?
Yeah, I go on and off, and it works for me. I'm usually eat like once I get back from work, like as much as I can, and by 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, I'm done. But it somehow gives me more energy to get up in the morning.
Wow.
And I have a shit. Yeah, it's weird.
Do you ever do that?
Try different things.
No, not since I gave up on the fitness competition stuff.
It's over.
Yeah, I just eat
interesting.
when I'm hungry.
That's what I do, but it's also when I'm not hungry. It was wonderful to see you all today. DBL is new every day. Let us know your song you want to hear for the Super Bowl.
Or just have a good weekend.
All right. We'll see you Monday. Same time, same
Don't give them
place.
homework on a weekend.
Sorry, I wanted to hear their songs. Bye.